Looking for the perfect hidden gem for your next night out? Welcome to Almost on the Lake, where the food is delicious. The service is top-notch. And the atmosphere feels like home. Family owned and locally loved. Come see why everyone is talking about Almost on the Lake.
Nestled in the heart of historic downtown Wilkesboro, the 1915 offers a wedding experience like no other. Once a federal courthouse and post office, the 1915 combines rich history with timeless charm. From intimate gatherings to full-day rentals, we provide the perfect backdrop for your most cherished moments. With indoor and outdoor options, bridal and groom suites, every detail is crafted just for you. Make your wedding unforgettable at the 1915, Wilkesboro's historic wedding venue, where your story begins.
Everybody knows Roselli's on 10th for the best authentic pizzas and pasta dishes in the region. But the real magic happens when you ask for the off-menu specials. That's when John steps out from behind the line, flashes that grin and says, "What are you in the mood for tonight? Fresh seafood over linguine? A steak cooked exactly how Granny Roselli would? Maybe the legendary veal chop parmesan nobody else dares to make? Tell John what you're craving. He'll create something incredible just for you." Roselli's on 10th, 211 10th Street in North Wilkesboro. Come in, call, or order online at rosellisOn10thnc.com. Roselli's on 10th, where dinner becomes personal.
Closed captions for this episode of Life in Wilkes is brought to you by Deal Insurance Agency in Wilkesboro, an award-winning, experienced, family-owned and operated agency with service and coverage that goes above and beyond expectations. Join us on a captivating journey as we explore the charm, history, and vibrant culture of Wilkes County. Discover the hidden gems, inspiring stories, and remarkable people that make Wilkes a place worth knowing and celebrating. Join us now as we experience the unique essence of life in Wilkes.
Welcome, Michelle Shepard, to Life in Wilkes. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, it's great to have you here. And we're going to learn about the Wilkes Community Partnership for Children this morning.
And I'm excited to tell you all about it.
Okay. Well, before we start talking about the Wilkes Community Partnership, tell us about Michelle Shepard.
Oh, my goodness. Where do I start? I'm just a rural town, eastern North Carolina, transplant into Wilkes. I married the love of my life 32 years ago, and this has been home ever since. I started out as an elementary teacher in a little country school in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah. And when I got married in 1994, I moved to Wilkes. And I couldn't find a job, Steve, in Wilkes County. It was the time when there was one teaching position for 32 teachers. And I can remember going to every school in this county, sitting on a bench, waiting on a principal to come out just to have an opportunity to say, "Hi, I'm here. Are you hiring?" And that didn't happen. So I drove over to Elkin, North Carolina, and took my chance there. And Larry Wagner hired me on the spot in Elkin. I spent 3 years there, and I had my first child in 1998, and she had health issues, and so it made me start looking back in Wilkes to move back in this area. And Mount Pleasant Elementary in October hired me as a second grade teacher with 32 children in October to transition into that position. And so that's how I started in Wilkes in 1998.
Wonderful.
Yep.
And so how did you transition into what you're doing now?
Well, after I taught for 9 years, I started thinking about how could I impact children even more. School was not so easy for me growing up. It was not one of my favorite pastimes. But the Lord had a sense of humor. He sentenced me to 33 more years in the system. But I started looking at administration. And I thought, I would love to have an impact on more children and families and really help parents that maybe don't understand how to help their children. And so in 2002, I went into school administration. And so my last years of my 33, I served as a elementary principal at Millers Creek Elementary, North Wilkesboro Elementary. I was at C.C. Wright and Wilkesboro. And then the superintendent had this fantastic idea, how about high school? And I looked at him and I said, have you lost your mind? I didn't like high school when I was in high school. And he said, I think this is the direction you need to go. And so I became the first female principal at Wilkes Central High School. And I spent 5 wonderful years there. And then my last 7 years was at Wilkes Early College High School. And along every step of the way, Steve, it just, it fulfilled something I didn't know that I didn't dream about having. But it brings me full circle to this job because I see the importance of starting early and a strong foundation. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, about how the early years really projects our school success and our lifelong success. So I retired in 2022, and my husband didn't. And you can tell right now by the energy that I have, I sat home all of 9 days, and I thought, I'm going to go crazy. This is not for me. And I heard about the advertisement at the Partnership for Children, and I decided I would interview. And voila. Here I am.
Here you are.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great story.
And the beauty of this job has been, again, that full circle and God's sense of humor, because most of the families that I serve now were former students of mine. And they're now bringing their children by the partnership.
Oh.
And often I can hear in the foyer, is Miss Shepard here today? And I'll go out and they'll say, can I introduce you to my little girl or my little boy? And talk about just fulfilling, and it's a nice full circle.
That is a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
All right, well, tell us now about the Wilkes Community Partnership for Children.
I'm so excited that in 1993, Governor Jim Hunt decided that children were entering school not ready. And he had a vision that every community should be prepared or have their children prepared to be ready, healthy and ready for kindergarten. And so he developed Smart Start in 1993. And the beauty of Smart Start is that every local partnership gets to design what they want their Smart Start to look like. And so in 1993, he put that vision out. Wilkes County was developed in 1994. So we were one of the founding Smart Starts in the state. And we were given the charge to develop what your community needs are and how can we help children be ready and healthy for kindergarten. I'd like to say that I did a little bit of digging before I came in, and the first director that I could find was Karen Inslow, I think was her name. I'm trying to remember. And Dr. Marsh Lau was the superintendent, and Dr. Carolyn Bowman. Those were the founding directors. And so I just found that very fascinating because I know 2 of the 3, and I know their passion for children. And I can only imagine in 1994, and it was April 27th when it began, I can only imagine the excitement when they incorporated the Smart Start and what that meant to them. Little did they know in 2025 we'd be sitting here and it's still going strong.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And so now there are 100 counties that have Smart Start programs in their local communities. And we are one of those 76 partnerships.
and tell me the difference.
And so every partnership is locally. They have their own boards. We make our own decisions about the programs that we will offer in our community. And as a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, we'll be doing our 3-year strategic plan, where we actually take the data from this community. What does it tell us about school readiness? What does it tell us about our pre-K programs? What are our families saying that their children needs? What's the school system saying that they see gaps for children entering kindergarten? What do our pediatricians say that we need to be doing to help children be healthy? And so we look at all that information, and then our board makes a decision about what programs we offer for the next 3 years. So it truly is locally grown. It's organic in the fact that we look at what are the local needs of our children, prenatal to 5, so that they'll be healthy and ready for kindergarten.
Wonderful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me some of the programs that you have
Well,
to do this.
I'd like to start by just telling you our philosophy around play, right?
Yes.
Play. So many people think that play is just children doing nonsense. Play is actually the foundation of what we believe makes a healthy foundation for children to be ready for school. Cognitively, they learn to problem solve, creativity. Through play, they learn to make decisions. Their vocabulary develops. All of that is so important. So we offer programs that fosters play, and that is our Play to Learn program that we offer Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at the local church here. And my understanding is you might have a connection to Play to Learn. Is that true?
I have 2 granddaughters. My 6-year-old went there, played with you, and now our 3-year-old is going and loves to go.
Yeah, it's beautiful to walk in, because Play to Learn is a program where our caregivers play alongside of their children.
Yes.
And so they go in, and it's set up just like a pre-K or a play activity room where lessons are designed around Kaleidoscope is the curriculum that we use. And Miss Gail, Miss Anita, and Miss Elizabeth, they are modeling for parents what that looks like. You know, story time, singing, dancing with the children, and all that's developing that foundation for that love of early literacy and, you know, getting them ready for kindergarten. So Play to Learn is one of our big programs that we have out in the community.
And how many children come to this?
Oh, my goodness. We usually serve about 45 to 60 children in that program. And we do a rotation right now. And so families are encouraged to register. We do welcome returning parents to come back. But we really want to help lots of parents be able to experience Play to Learn. You know, a lot of grandparents right now are at home with their children just because of the lack of childcare in this county. And so they're looking for opportunities for their children to be able to play with other children. And so Play to Learn has been a great avenue for that to happen.
Oh, love that program.
Yes.
And what else does...
So the other thing that we really focus on is early literacy. We know the importance of early literacy, that we are teaching children about print-rich environment. We understand the importance of storytelling, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But early literacy is really at the heart of what we do. And so some of the programs that we offer out in the community, I know you've heard about her, Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Yeah, we have her books.
Yeah, so Wilkes County, believe it or not, is one of the highest saturated counties in North Carolina with how many children we reach with Dolly Parton Imagination books. We have Real Men Read, and that's men just like you that volunteer in our preschool classrooms and also in our childcare centers to go once a month and read a book to children. Really help them enjoy literacy, see books come to life. And so we're always looking for real men to read to our children. We also have Raising a Reader, and that is a Red Book program that we send books home with children every month in the childcare centers or the pre-K classrooms. And then at the end, we partner with Wilkes County Library. They come in and talk about how the children can gain library cards so that we continue that love of literacy even beyond the classroom. So that's a beautiful partnership. We're really excited about a program that we started 2 years ago through private funding, and it's called Kinder Readiness. I don't know if you're aware, but 5% of Wilkes County's population is children birth to 5. That's over 3,300 little citizens in this county. And when we think about that, Wilkes County pre-K program serves probably about 200 to 300 children. Well, in the fall, our registration is about 650 children that go to kindergarten. So then we have to scratch our head and say, where are the rest of those children that don't get into pre-K? Right? And so we started a program called Kindergarten Readiness, and it is 6 satellite pre-K classroom setups that are in the county at local churches. It is where the caregiver and their 4-year-old comes out once a week, and they learn pre-K skills from retired kindergarten and pre-K teachers. And it's beautiful. Oh, my goodness. I love to go to Ready, Set, Learn. That's what we call it. And so it's really taking from play to learn and helping them transition a little bit more structured what it's going to look like in kindergarten before they actually go to kindergarten. And so that's another one of the programs that we offer.
And how many do you have enrolled in that?
Right now, I think... I don't want to give the exact number, but I think it's somewhere 60, 70 children that we serve, and it just keeps growing more and more.
And where in the county are these classrooms?
We have one out in the Trap Hill area. We have another in the eastern part of the county. We have the Methodist Church here locally, Cherry Grove, which is up on 115, and then we have 2 more, one in the western part of the county, which is Millers Creek Methodist Church. And what we're trying to do is meet those areas where we don't have child care or maybe there's a lack of pre-K classrooms.
Gotcha. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So we're looking for children all the time. We just went out to the pre-K screenings, and we actually sat up a table this year that said, what if my child doesn't get into pre-K? What can I do next?
Right.
And so we gave a flyer to say, call us. It's free. We're here. We'd love to register you in this program.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to register someone, how would I go about that?
You call the office, and that number is 336-838-0977. We actually have a dial-by program, and it would say Kinder Readiness, Julie Shore, and Julie would get that family registered. And you also can look on our website. Our website has all of this information. There's registration links that will help families navigate through what that registration looks like.
Okay. Is that hard to do?
Not at all.
Okay.
And if it becomes difficult, call us. We'll be happy to help.
Other things you want to tell us about?
Yes, I would love to tell you. We have, in the next coming weeks, we do a lot of community outreach programs. You may be heard in the summer, we call it Wonder Wednesdays. And we do that as I wonder what will happen this Wednesday from the partnership. So during the summer is really a downtime for families and children, and we try to offer activities, again, that help with healthy habits, physical outdoor activities. And so at the North Wilkesboro, what is that called? The Commons area. Yes. We perform or have pop-up Wonder Wednesdays. And it might be sports themed. It might be healthy eating themed. But basically what we're doing, thanks to the Health Foundation through the local hometown grant funds, we're able to pop up these community activities on Wonder Wednesdays. And it's really to get those families out, get them involved, have their children be involved in community activities that really support our mission. And I'll just give you another example of North Wilkesboro, the merchants in downtown. If you're walking in downtown North Wilkesboro, you'll see in the windows of most of the merchants, there's a large, it's a book, a page of a book, and they promote our story walk. And so children start at City Florist, and they walk through the streets, and they read a page of a book. And it changes from Main Street 1 month, and then the next month the story might be on 10th Street. And it culminates at the library with a token that is a book vending machine. And so the children go in and they talk to Amber, our wonderful children's librarian, and they tell her about their time in the story walk, and she gives them a coin. They go to the vending machine and they get a book.
I love
And
it.
it's just a
Do they
beautiful,
get to keep it?
They get to keep the book. Yes, they do. And so that's another way that we promote literacy in the community. And then I want to talk especially about our diaper pantry and formula. I know, like you, probably, we've not bought diapers or formula in a long time. My daughter is 26 and my son is 22, and it's been a long time since I bought diapers and wipes. But that is a huge burden on families right now. Usually a pack of diapers cost anywhere from $30, up to $40. And formula, if they're on a special formula brand, can cost up to $50 a can. And so when you have to make a decision about do I feed the rest of my family or my child get the food that they need? Sometimes those are hard decisions. And so the partnership, very hard. So the partnership offers a free diaper and formula pantry, and those are donation-based only. Once a month, families can come in and access diapers and formula for their families. And that is a huge relief to the families so that they don't have to make those hard decisions.
So then people in the community are donating?
Yes. We have lots of local churches that make monetary donations. We go to the North Carolina Diaper Bank where we can pick up diapers once a month. But even as a nonprofit for the North Carolina Diaper Bank, they're experiencing cuts in their funding. And so what we used to receive from them has almost cut in half what we used to receive, but yet the need has increased by 50%. Gotcha. And so we really rely heavily on donations from the community to help us keep that going each month.
So if I want to donate diapers or formula, do I just pick up whatever I want, or do you have a certain kind you want to?
No, we take any size, any brand. We don't care, as long as they're not open, and we distribute those to families. And again, monetary donations, we use those to purchase in bulk at Sam's, because that's a wonderful place that we can buy large quantities of diapers and formula. But we're always looking for donations with that.
And if I had some formula or diapers I wanted to donate, how would I do that?
Stop by our partnership at 1915 West Park Drive. We're in Suite 107. If you're familiar with the dental clinic, we're their neighbors at the end of the hall.
Okay.
And if you just call us, we're open Monday through Friday, and we'd be happy to take those donations.
Okay, wonderful. And while we're talking about that, if I wanted to volunteer for the male, let's see, the men can read, or
yes,
whatever.
Real Men Read.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you, Real Men Read. How would I do that?
We have a wonderful staff member. Her name is Stacy. You'd call the partnership at the number I gave you earlier. Call Stacy. Stacy can help you get registered, and you'll be ready to go into the classrooms in August. We do background checks, of course. There's some volunteer paperwork that we would do, but we would love to have as many volunteers as possible. And something I didn't mention, Steve, that we do that I think is very important. I mentioned it briefly just a second ago. High quality childcare is so important. When I think about our children, I I know for me, they are my most precious possession. But I had to work, right, to provide for our family, and my husband had to work. And being a transplant here, I didn't have a family member that I could leave my children with. And so I relied heavily on childcare. Our office provides technical assistance and professional development to all of the early educators in the county. So we go in and we help with ECHRS, which is the rating scale for what the state uses to make sure we have Quality Stars programs. We have a CCHC, which is a child care health consultant. She goes in to make sure that we are promoting diaper changing properly, that we have all the safety measures in place so that our children are safe, playground safety, SIDS training. We do all of that for our early childhood educators. And that's something I think that's very important that I share, that we also are in these centers every day, every week, alongside of our teachers.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Amazing. I did not know all these wonderful things that you were doing.
On May the 2nd, that is our KidsFest. And KidsFest takes place at the Wilkes Rotary Club, the fairgrounds. And the Rotary Club has been so wonderful to work with us to allow us to use that space absolutely free.
The Rotary Club is amazing.
They are amazing.
They do
I can't say enough, especially Ken Welburn. He's there bright and early at 7 o'clock in the morning to let us in, never complains, and we just appreciate the partnership that they offer. But it is a day of fun-filled events for children 0 to 5 and their families. Last year we did over 1,900 littles running around from 10 until 2. We have everything from train rides to petting zoo, face painting. It's amazing. But one thing that we need is volunteers. That huge event, we can't do it without volunteers. We want to make sure our children are safe. We want to make sure everything from parking your car to entering the park to leaving the park, that you feel good about a safe event that's taking place. So we really need volunteers. And so folks that want to volunteer, if you'll call the office, reach out to us on our Facebook page, we would love to get you signed up.
What's the date again?
May the 2nd. And we would love vendors. If you have a booth that you would like to set up and it pertains to children 0 to 5, we would love to have you. We are registering folks right now that would like to participate that day. Cook Sporting Goods. They'll be there that day with a soccer ball because our theme is outdoor. Loving the outdoors is the theme that day. So they'll be there with soccer balls, giving away fans and talking about registering for recreation programs. So it really is a community event day. But we would love for people to volunteer.
I keep hearing that word volunteer.
Yes.
And I know you do a lot of good work, but you do need the volunteers.
We do need
I hope people that are watching this will really consider that.
Yes, me too. And face painting. If we have anyone out there that can face paint, our face painters this year double booked and had another obligation.
Okay.
And the children love face painting. And so if you love face painting or you're good at face painting, we would love to have you. And this year our activity or our KidsFest will be from 10 until 1.
Okay. So you just come?
Yes.
And
just come. Everything's free. The gates open at 10. There is registration, of course, but we would love to have you.
Well, I know my family will be there.
Yay.
Yeah, my littles love that.
Good.
So, and earlier you were talking about you got a new location.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Oh, I'm so excited. Right now we're at 1915 West Park. In the fall, we hope to be moving into our new space. It will be 119 Old Brickyard Road. If you're familiar with the Phil Stevens Automotive car dealership, that will be our new home beginning in, we hope, September. Don't know that yet because we're under construction right now, but we'll have a big open house and ribbon cutting, and we hope that the community will come out and celebrate that momentous occasion because we're really excited.
Oh, goodness.
We're hoping for more visibility, like you said.
Yeah.
Our main mission is to let families know more about what we do and how we can support their families. You know, Steve, I think about when I was at Wilkes Regional in 1998, and they handed me Caitlin Rose, and I kept waiting for a manual to come with her. Nobody ever showed up. And so we really want to be the manual in the community to help maybe those family members that don't have, or those caregivers that don't have family members here, those that are new parents, right? How can we support you? And that's our mission, is to help those children be healthy and ready for school, and to help those caregivers feel comfortable with what they need to do to help their children be successful.
Do you have any type of measurements that you go by to see how you are doing internally?
Absolutely. Smart Start is really big on outcomes. We report monthly to North Carolina Partnership for Children. I say monthly. Quarterly, we report on outcomes of all of our programs. And so it's measured very heavily, but we want it that way, right? We want to revamp and back up and go and try again if we're not getting it right. And so I really appreciate the outcome measures.
You mentioned something earlier about healthy eating, I believe.
Yes.
Could you expand on that?
Sure.
Because I think that's an issue.
So in-house, we have, like I said, our CCHC, which is our child care health consultant, and she also does community outreach, looking for what are recipes that are easy, affordable for families to be able to make for their children. And so in our diaper pantry, we put flyers in the bags that go home. We talk about outdoor fun activities that you can do at home with everyday things that you have available in your house. We're not asking you to go out and spend a lot, but just giving you ideas that you can do with your children. We've also partnered very closely with Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have a program on Tuesdays that's called Circle of Parents, and they meet every Tuesday, and they talk about real life issues that they're facing. And so if they tell us that making recipes for picky toddlers is one of their topics, we've invited Blue Cross Blue Shield's dietitian in to help us with that topic with our parents. And so we really look for community partners to fill those gaps maybe of interest that our parents have, and invite those experts in to have those conversations with our parents.
If you have a parent that's unable to attend that, how can you reach them?
Oh my goodness.
When I go through the grocery store line and I see, young families with 6 and packs of soft drinks and all the donuts and everything, you just wonder, how do you get to those parents?
Parents would probably say they've seen this crazy lady at Walmart and Food Lion. I carry cards in my car all the time, and I'll say, do you know about the Partnership for Children? And we really try to social media put ourselves out there with topics that we have that we're going over. But it's really word of mouth that we tell people what we do, and shows like this that really help us get the word out, and what are your needs? Like I said, the strategic planning that's happening, we put that survey out to caregivers and childcare providers and community business partners, because we want to hear the total community's voice. What do you need and what can we do more of?
Wonderful.
Yeah. And one thing that I would like to promote today is we have a shortage, as I said earlier, with quality childcare. And quality childcare can only happen if we have educators in those classrooms. North Carolina requires a stringent ratio child to teacher. Right? And there is a shortage, not only in K-12 public education, but also in early childhood education with teachers. And so we offer an early childhood academy, and it will start on April the 20th in our office at West Park, and we do 9 days of training to help them build a portfolio so that they can go directly into the child care center to work. And that is free of charge. Thank goodness
Awesome.
through NC Works, we do an apprenticeship and an apprenticeship program. They help us to make that academy possible. So we're really trying to help the workforce. What a lot of people don't understand is childcare is not just about early childhood education. It's also about our businesses thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have workers or you don't have childcare, people can't go to work, right?
Right.
And so it goes hand in hand. So we're excited about the academy that will be happening.
That is exciting. Goodness, I had no idea that all this went on with the partnership,
Yeah.
and I'm very impressed and very thankful for your organization.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, anything else coming up?
Last night, Steve, I have to tell you, I personally teach a parenting class in the fall and in the spring. My coworker, Suzanne Bear, which is our behavioral specialist in the office, Suzanne and I teach this class that's called Circles of Security. And it's really talking about secure attachment, and that a lot of times our children are trying to tell us something, and it's not behavior. Most of the time, it's that we don't understand what they're asking us. And so it is miscues, and it's, really, most of the time it's our own parenting comes from how we were parented. Right? And so we finished this class last night, and the group graduated. This is our 7th group that we've graduated in 3 years. And the beauty of last night's group, we had fathers, so many fathers that joined this particular class. And one dad looked at me and he said, "This has not only been life-changing for me and my relationship with my children, it's been life-changing for me and my wife." And he said, because we were not speaking the same language for our children, and now we're on the same page. And it was so, and they said, "Do we have to stop class now? Can we keep meeting?" And that is the beauty of when parents say, "Can we have more?"
Right.
We know that we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And so although 12 and 14-hour days are long, when you get that kind of response, it's so worth it. It is so worth that happening.
That's
And so-
amazing and wonderful.
Yeah.
When are you going to start again?
We'll have another class in the fall. It'll start in September. And I encourage everyone to sign up. Look into when we post Circles of Security, read about it. It's not that you don't know how to parent. It's not that you have behavior issues that you can't solve. I wish I had this class 22 or 23 years ago with my own children. And I'll tell you something fascinating. After I took the training, my son called and he said, "Mom, there's something different. What's going on with you?" And it changed how I parent now, even with adult children. And so I can't say enough about the program. It's just absolutely wonderful.
So it's good for grandparents.
It's great for grandparents. We had a grandmother there last night, and she will tell you it's great for grandparents too.
Earlier we were talking about an activity you got coming up with
Yes.
the Playmakers.
Yes, we are so excited. Our staff, we do a staff retreat every summer. We spend 2 days, 2 or 3 full days, looking at how did we do last year, reflecting on what went well, what we need to change, and offerings for the upcoming year. And last summer, as we were planning, we started thinking about that play, interactive, helping our children experience theater, helping our children experience different community partnerships out in the community. And Playmakers came up. And we said, why don't we reach out to Playmakers and see if they will do a play for the little children? It's been a long time since that happened.
Right.
And so this has been the birth from planning that summer to last summer to it's going to become a reality in a couple of weeks. And we are so excited.
And tell me more about it.
So it will happen at Benton Hall. It will take place on April the 18th. There'll be 2 showings, a 10 o'clock to 11, and then the doors will open again at 11 to 12. It is free to the public. The play will be geared towards children 0 to 5, but everyone's welcome. We want the whole family to experience the play. I think that Benton Hall will house 204 participants or audience members, and we're asking for donations of diapers and formula, just admission, nothing else, and if you can't do that, still come out and join us. But we would love for everyone to join us on that day.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, we can't wait to see the fairy tales come to life. And if you've ever been in a room full of toddlers and they're interactive, when they see a book come to life, I just can't imagine what this is going to be like. So we are so excited.
So it's going to be fairy tales.
It's fairy tales. Yes, that is my understanding. It's fairy tale
Okay.
themed.
All right. And the date again?
April the 18th, Benton Hall, 10 to 11. And the next show will be 11 to 12.
Okay.
And I think it lasts about 30 minutes, but it is interactive. And I'll tell you a really neat story. Did I share that already at Wilkes Central?
No.
We were at Wilkes Central a couple of weeks ago for job fair day, or letting children or students know their options after high school. And we had our table runner out. We were telling about early childhood education and the academy. And this young man walks up and he goes, "Hey, I recognize that emblem, the Partnership for Children." He said, "I'm going to be in a fairy tale play for you guys." And he introduced himself, and he said, "I want to introduce you to another friend." And they shared what this play meant to them, and to be a part of Playmakers and hosting this for the community. And they made me excited about the play that's happening. So it's not only helping our children and our families, but it's also reaching the youth in the theater realm.
Wonderful. That's a great story. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Michelle, I guess it's time that we're going to have to close, although I could talk another 30 minutes if we wanted to. But it's been a delight having you here today. I love learning more about the Wilkes Partnership, and hope everyone understands the importance of volunteering and supporting your organization, and how fortunate we are to have it.
Thank you.
And your new location is going to be great, because I go by there quite often.
Yeah. Well, stop by and see us.
Okay.
We'll expect you to volunteer.
All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending time with us on Life in Wilkes. We value you as a viewer and appreciate when you share the show with your friends and family. Be sure to bookmark our channel and join us again on the next episode of Life in Wilkes.